Coming up on today's show, Volkswagen's ID.R race car breaks a 20-year-old record set by a Formula One race car, BMW finally reveals the Mini Cooper SE EV, and Elon Musk puts to bed the idea that Tesla is secretly working on a brand new Model S or Model X. These stories and more coming next. It's time for another weekly roundup in the world of cleaner, greener, safer and smarter transport. I'm happy that you're here, and thanks to the Electric Auto Association for sponsoring this show. Find out how you can accelerate the electrification of transportation at electricauto.org. The Volkswagen ID.R race car has been something of a halo vehicle for the brand in recent years, showcasing Volkswagen's electric vehicle technology and proving at racetracks and events around the world that EVs are here to stay. Fresh from its trip around the Nürburgring Nordschleife, the single-seat electric race car has just set a brand new hill climb record at the Goodwood Festival of Speed, where it flew up the 1.86-kilometre course in 39.9 seconds. In the process, it set a new record, beating the previous 20-year one set by Nick Heidfeld in a Formula One race car. After what feels like months of waiting, BMW has finally unveiled its first mass-produced all-electric Mini. Called the Mini Cooper SE, which follows a trend in the auto industry away from adding the EV to a car's name, the four-seat, two-door hardtop utilises the BMW i3 drivetrain as its base, packing a 135 kilowatt electric motor, 50 kilowatt DC quick charging and a 32.6 kilowatt hour battery pack. Range is said to be at least 235 kilometers per charge. Price will likely vary from market to market. For some time now, we've heard rumours that Tesla was busy at work redesigning the original Tesla Model S and Tesla Model X. Primarily, those rumours had focused around the internal refresh to make the two models feel more like the Model 3 inside. But this week, Tesla CEO Elon Musk said on Twitter that there will be, quote, no refreshed Model X or Model S coming, only a series of minor, ongoing changes. When asked directly if a Model X will get a new interior, Musk responded with a simple no. Looks like the portrait touchscreen is here to stay. Volkswagen and Ford have announced an expansion to their existing working partnership as both companies push towards an electric, autonomous future. The expanded agreement will see Volkswagen join Ford in investing in Argo AI, an autonomous vehicle startup, as well as give Ford access to Volkswagen's NEB electrification toolkit. It will eventually lead to a common platform underpinning both Ford and Volkswagen electric vehicles. This will help Volkswagen towards its long-term goal of making its electric vehicle drivetrain technology the auto industry standard. The Tesla Model 3 has just received its official Euro NCAP safety ratings and, as you might expect, it's done extremely well, scoring a full 5-star rating. Scoring 96% in adult occupant protection and 94% in its safety assist categories, the Model 3 did less well in child occupant tests, although I should note it's still far higher than many other cars at 86%. In fact, its poorest test result, vulnerable road users, was 74%, a score that's fairly average for most cars today. Fiat has confirmed a €700 million investment in its Mirafiori production plant in Torino this week, a plant where it says it will produce the all-new next-generation Fiat 500e from next year. The current generation Fiat 500e is very much a compliance car, but Fiat seems to be suggesting its next-gen 500e will be more available with an annual planned production of 80,000 units. While Fiat hasn't detailed any hard specs yet, I'd expect it to be a mid-range electric car aimed at the more affordable end of the EV market. As Harley-Davidson prepares its Livewire electric motorcycle for market debut, it's been busy making it as easy as possible for riders old and new to head down the open road. This week, that's resulted in the announcement that US customers will be getting 2 years' worth of complimentary charging at Electrify America charging stations across the US. At least that 2 years assumes an average of 250 kilowatt hours of quick charging per year, which is about 32 Electrify America quick charging visits during the 2-year period. Is Tesla about to ramp up its Model 3 production? According to one Chinese parts supplier, China Fine Blanking Technology, yes. The company supplies high-powered relays to Tesla as used in its Model 3, and this week it's announced that Tesla will be upping its order from 20,000 units per month to 40,000 units from August. That would take it pretty close to 500,000 Model 3s per year, a figure that would get Tesla a lot closer to the 700,000 or 800,000 units it's currently shooting for as a production figure for 2020. There are plenty of videos online of people driving Teslas down the Autobahn at top speed. I've done it myself, as well as people using autopilot to do the same. But now BMW and Mercedes are promising to get to the next level, with level 4 capable cars ready to drive on the Autobahn at full speed, completely autonomously, even without a human at the wheel, by 2024. For those who are interested, level 4 autonomy translates to a car that can fully drive itself with no human interaction, or even a human on board, along set routes. This is a big step up from Tesla's current autopilot tech, although I'm sure Tesla and other automakers will be at the similar level by 2024. And now it's time for Short Shorts. Volkswagen teased a new video this week of the dashboard of its upcoming ID.3 electric car, and then it promptly removed it from online. The video, which I can't show you, shows a dashboard with a shifter that's reminiscent of the BMW i3's gear selector. LG Chem is said to be considering a new second battery production facility in the United States to help it keep up with demand for automotive lithium-ion batteries. Its current facility produces battery cells for GM, FCA, Volkswagen and Volvo, among others. 23 US states plus Puerto Rico have officially stated their opposition to planned EPA fuel economy rollbacks for vehicles. The rollbacks are part of the Trump administration's attempts to halt any protection of the environment. But this shows that while the White House doesn't care, plenty of Americans do. That's politics in action. Ceres, the Chinese automotive startup formerly known as SF Motors, has officially delayed the launch of its first electric car in the US and laid off about 90 employees. That translates to about 1/3 of its previous US workforce. It's not clear, therefore, what the future holds for the company. A former Tesla engineer who switched jobs to Chinese company CHAdeMO Motors has admitted that he uploaded Tesla Autopilot source code to his iCloud account prior to leaving the company. However, he does deny stealing the source code to use in his new job. Volkswagen's battery supply for its ID range of electric cars has long been in question, but this week it's said that it's working hard to encourage battery suppliers to jump on board with automotive-grade cell production. It's apparently courting 6 different manufacturers to convince them to supply it with cells. Tesla Model 3 owners rejoice. After several years of waiting, Tesla has finally enabled CHAdeMO support for your car. Announced midweek, Tesla Model 3s can now charge at CHAdeMO charging stations using the same CHAdeMO to Tesla adapter as the Model S and Model X. Following the launch of the Mini Cooper SE, Mini hinted this week that it may be bringing its Rocketman concept car to market as a smaller than Mini all-electric model for China. It's not clear when production would start, but you shouldn't expect it as a global model. The European Aviation Safety Agency has released new electric aircraft regulations targeted specifically at vertical takeoff and landing, or VTOL, aircraft. The new regulations will lay the groundwork to make autonomous air taxis a reality in major European cities. Bentley has revealed an all-new autonomous electric concept car called the EXP100 GT, which it says, quote, reimagines the future of grand touring. It's got plenty of recycled materials inside and promises a range in excess of 700 kilometres. Just don't expect it to get made. Volvo's Polestar 2 electric car is already pretty high performance. It is a Polestar after all, but this week we learned that it will be offered with an optional performance package that makes it even more so. When we have more details, we'll share. Dodge might be the last company you'd think of as getting electrified, but this week parent company FCA said that it sees the future of its iconic muscle cars as having some electric motors involved. Ultimately, an electric offering will happen, but how long it'll take, I can't tell you. Electric cars will help accelerate the UK's transition to zero emissions, not cause massive brownouts. That's according to the UK National Grid, which has said that by 2050 it expects the UK's 35 million electric cars to help it store up to 1/5 of the nation's renewable electricity. Sweet. As Tesla gears up to roll out full self-driving, something it's been working on for a really long time, Tesla CEO Elon Musk is reportedly taking up more duties in Tesla's autopilot team, laying off engineers in the process. Musk is known to get stuck in to help things rush along, so it'll be interesting to see what the ultimate outcome of this all is. Jaguar Land Rover has announced an expansion to its electric vehicle programs, confirming that yes, there is indeed an all-electric Jaguar XJ on the way. It will replace the internal combustion engine model that stopped production earlier this year. Toyota is testing a new high-efficiency type of solar panel on a fleet of Prius Prime plug-in hybrids. With a 34% or even better efficiency, Toyota says these new cells allow up to 45 kilometres of range to be added per day just by parking in the sun. And those are your shorts. There will be more next week. Volkswagen celebrated its 20 years of research and development in Silicon Valley this week by announcing that its former electronics research laboratory will now be known as the Innovation and Engineering Center California. But it also unveiled a retro-themed concept car in the form of the Type 20 Concept, a classic Volkswagen microbus with an all-electric drivetrain shoehorned in. Sadly, however, while it looks the part, the specs are not so good. 10 kilowatt hours of battery pack and a 120 horsepower electric motor and active suspension. Sadly, that pretty much makes this very concept car still a very much trailer queen as well. Still, it is pretty. And finally, it is always good to say thank you. At least, I hope that's what you were brought up to believe. I certainly was. So too, it seems, was a young lady by the name of Charlotte Smith, who is the brains behind the EV Thank You project in the UK. She's been placing thank you cards on the windscreens of EVs for some time now, and has even had her efforts recognised by both the British royal family and the British government. Charlotte, currently 12, says she wants to help thank EV owners for helping children to breathe easier and avoid life-threatening illnesses, and we think that is amazing. We've actually just become one of her Patreons to help support the project, and we hope you do too. I've left a link below. Oh, and Charlotte, we would love you and your dad to join us on the channel at some point. Let's make this happen. And on that note, it's the end of this week's show. Don't forget to like, comment and share and hit the notification bell. And if you'd like to see more videos from us, why not send us a couple of bucks every month through Patreon? Or if you prefer, you can buy us a coffee with Ko-fi or buy some swag from our merch store. And of course, thanks to the Electric Auto Association for sponsoring today's news roundup. Advocating and educating the world about electric vehicles since 1967, the Electric Auto Association believes the future depends on going electric today. Find out how to become an EV educator for yourself, discover a local monthly meetup near you, or just talk to real-world EV owners about what it's like to drive on electrons by going to electricauto.org. We are members of the EEA and super proud to support this fantastic non-profit. I'll be back soon with more shows, but until then, thanks for joining me, and don't forget to be better, smarter, and kinder to one another. Keep evolving!